I think that was probably certainly a top 3 game from Noah Lolesio in the 10 jersey for Australia, maybe even the best, I think. I was go as far as to say that. And it's interesting that he, Ikitau and Tom Wright, 3 guys, well, Lolesio didn't even get a look in under Eddie Jones last year, did he? Tom Wright was cast aside after that error against the Pumas in Sydney. And Ikitau was perhaps the most controversial omission of the squad, that collarbone injury that we spoke about last week. 3 Brumbies guys who all went back to work. Lolesio spoke about his joker, I think, with Toulon it was last year, what he took out of that, came back to the Brumbies, had solid seasons. I think Wright certainly was the standout from there and has kicked on. But 3 Brumbies guys who are now pretty much the fulcrum of that Wallabies backline.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. There's not enough pressure being exerted from those around to force their way in, but nor should there at the moment. And Ikitau's become such an important player because he's now being able to play a bit of 12 as well. That's so crucial for the development of this Wallabies side. It means that you can then pick someone else on the bench that doesn't necessarily have to cover 12, because it's not been for a long time. Maybe a Kurtley Beale that could jump in. Before that, you had guys like Matt Giddo that could play 10, 12, etc. So really important. One of the interesting things, though, with all the success that's happening and the success of these guys, the 3 that you've just mentioned, all of them are off contract at the end of 2025. So it's a fascinating one. Harry Wilson, Fraser McWright, there's a real core of this starting 15 at the moment that are all off contract. And interestingly, none of them are having contracts put in front of them by RA at the moment for whatever reason. But I know that there's a lot of restlessness about why that's the case. But I can tell you at the moment, these performances, back-to-back wins, you're putting an extra 100K in front of all of them at the moment. And whilst they go on this winning streak, well, look, they are going to be going, show me the money at the moment. And if they don't, well, they're up there impressing the European nations, the British nations, who are typically will go after promising young talent in core positions. So it's a really fascinating one for Rugby Australia at the moment.